Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever. Well, I've been posting new videos where I kind of speak about something that is very important for everybody. That is what depends on us. Well, many times we face problems, hang-ups, hindrances, difficulties, hardships, and we cannot tell what we can do to improve our situation and what doesn't depend on us. Because that is very important. Because sometimes if it doesn't depend on us, all this that we do is just treading water. And we have two options: either accept the reality or going away. Well, if we can go away and there's nothing we can do, we go away. Or sometimes we take some time off and we have just to get some distance and let our subconscious and time help us decide. Just our decisions have to be based not on our wishful thinking, our desire not to fight, our fear to fight, our fear of being rejected, but objectively. Sometimes just think, if this thing weren't happened to me, what would I recommend to anyone else? If I wrote it down and I read it, yes, after some time, if I read it after some time, I would get a more objective take on what's going on. Sometimes we know we cannot accept. We grasp at straws. Sorry, sometimes my English is so bad. So that's very important. And this kind of course of action applies to mostly everything we do. That's why I notice that successful people, and that sounds very strange to say, are successful at mostly everything they do. The only limitation is time, maybe age or other things, but time and money sometimes. Well, so when you have a problem, a big one, let's face it, like a challenge. If it's a big problem, it's a big challenge. A big challenge can be also accepting the inevitable. I know when it happens to us, when it happens to me, this can be very difficult to do. But at least let's have this in our minds when something happens to us. And most of the times we just sweat and we are, worried for things that wouldn't be that worrying until we discover that something really bad happens to us. And then we regret, how long, how much time have I spent in my life worrying over things that now, with the benefit of hindsight, it's not that important. Hindsight, well, to make a long story short, it's important to understand that what doesn't kill us should make us better and not worse. So, for example, and really, we count not our blessings, but our unblessings, so to speak. That's our nature, because I think this is when everything is going right, and one thing doesn't work, we just notice the one thing that doesn't work, not all the other things that go alright. But when the things that don't work, become more and more, we realize that, okay, now everything is going to the dogs, but before, most of things in my life were right. Or we, fuss over things that can happen in our subconscious and don't do anything about that. So we start getting the bad things even before they really happen. So that's accepting the inevitable. But that's the last resort, really. As I said before, everybody likes a good fight. Everybody likes a movie where something happens. What a bore would be a movie where everything is going alright. We are not made to be in a steady place our whole life. We change, we grow old, we put on weight, we lose weight, we lose hair, we lose our youth, and what can we do? Everything is going, but we can, and we acquire knowledge, we get experience, we know how things go, we make up for our physical loss of, beauty, health, good looks. We make up for this loss with other things in our lives, but we don't get that. We don't understand that. We get depressed. That's why we have middle-age crisis, and there are periods in our lives, and that's not something we can get. There are periods, for example, I play some instruments, I don't know what other instruments I like less, or speak some languages I neglect, and then we reacquire the taste for that language, for that instrument. That's normal. The important thing is that we know what's going on, and we are not passive. Okay, so this is a side, and one day I will resume that. This is part of my life. Usually everything that is part of my life resumed. I resume that in a way or in another. So I have been posting some videos about these things because these things are important in our lives. Facing problems, solving problems, trying to face problems that can be solved, and not to try to do things that we cannot have any effect over. And somebody say, oh, how can you tell? Yeah, that's another long video or another long story, and maybe I haven't an answer ready because What I'm saying really is nothing new under the sun. It's just bloody common sense, you know. Yes, I've been reading books, you know, self-help, a lot of these things, and I digested this stuff. Okay, I changed now, I'm more natural. I'm going through a period, as you see, of falling back. I mean, I've been, for some reason, interested in somebody, uh, and I'm trying to make sense of this. I don't want to give up. Really, I do not want to give up because I don't have all the data. And some things tell me it's not right. This girl is not interested in you. Okay, and I can live with that. I wouldn't like to live with that. I mean, it means I don't want to give up immediately, and I take the risk of being a foolish person who is, you know, has illusions, you know. But tell you that when it comes to love, better to try and made a fool and making fool of yourself, so to speak, than not to try. Okay? It's all, you say, experience. Next time you will know the situation better, you know signals, because you get to the bottom of it, you know. So I will try to understand. So between going the whole hog immediately and giving it up, there's everything in the middle. You know, I can, for a while, you know, taking some risks because this person, I don't know, can meet somebody else. But I cannot go and do things if I'm not internally, intrinsically convinced of what I am doing. You know, if you want to come off like a assured, assertive guy, and you tell yourself that you are, but you're not, you're acting, but you're not an actor. And that's why there are people study to become an actor, because there are telltale signs, and we are hardwired subconsciously to understand facial expression, movements. Maybe we don't know why a person is shady, you know, but you can tell. Some people more, some people less. You are more intuitive, but you can tell. By this way of understanding people, I have these signals. But then I had other signals that were not signals, something that happened, and that rationally thought, that means that she's not interested in me. Other signals, oh, the way she acted when I was around, the way she looked at me when I, you know, she bumped into me accidentally. No, she didn't really bump me, she met me by chance. Well, I had these impressions. Then I said, okay, I have mixed messages. I can brood over that, and I did for a while, because it's through making mistakes that people learn things. Or I can, sounds strange, get the situation in my hands. How? Well, I don't want to go there and being at a loss, you know, to lose hands. I don't know what to do. Take my time. I know that can be without her. that I know I can be with her. So take my time, do my stuff, you know, get my act together, so to speak, and then when I go there sure of what I'm going to do and be ready to accept. And unless she tells me to my face something very bad, I can react in a humorous way, so to speak. You never know. You're never done for until you're done for, you know. And I guess that, I don't know. I don't know what will happen. That's I said before, we never know. We prepare for the worst, we do our best, and then only average and statistics help us. If you catch my drift. If I'm good at dealing with people, with men, with girls in this case, or women, it's not every hit, you know, is right. No, it doesn't work like this. It means that most of the times it's alright. And we have to accept that without failure there's not success. Even the best theory needs twitching, because every person is different. We and the person we try to woo, so to speak. So that's my take. So even this speaking about this can help me. Why? Because once you said something, it's said. It's out in the open. It's not more subconscious. You said you would do that. For example, I was harping on this stuff, like in this video about this girl. I think she's 30 something, 13. She's quite younger than I am. Okay. And at a certain point, why I'm always saying the other one, oh, I bet you can't stop speaking about that in the week to come. And I said, yes, that's a challenge. Well, let's see. It will be difficult because something I do is connected with that. So I try, for example, I'll give an example. She works, I don't know when they can watch this. I don't think she speaks English, but anyway, she works in a supermarket, and I had to go to another supermarket to shop because I told myself, oh, for a week I want to go there, and literally I'm better for it. I went to the supermarket and they were refurbishing it. I mean, it was a mess. There was nothing. There were workers over there. So I was running actually. I said, I was running. I said, I buy something, and then I keep on. It sounds strange because I am strange when I do these things. And I went to another supermarket. It was not that cheap. It wasn't that cheap, but and it was drizzling. At a certain point, it was even raining. So I was kind of almost drenched at both things, and I came home. So when I was speaking about that, yes, I was speaking about that, but it's obvious that I was going there not to be there. So it's sometimes it's difficult to get rid of our one particular obsession. Yeah, that's another long video. What is an obsession and what is not an obsession? How come people call what we deem to be passions or obsession or fixation, and are they every time bad? Oh, sometimes they're good for society. That's another long video. To get some more information about what other people think about obsession, because that's another important thing. Sometimes we do things, and we do in a very serious way. We are so passionate that at a certain point it will always come somebody who tell us that's an obsession. Okay, that's another video, a good video to shoot. Well, is shooting video an obsession? That's a good question for the ages. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.